Guys, what's up? It's your girl Royal Rebel, and today I'm giving you my thoughts on the new Boiled Over update. So for those of you guys who might not have heard, Kate Denson's perk, Boiled Over, has received a new buff. It now has a maximum 100% effect on Wiggle. It hides hooks within a 16-meter radius, and now if killers have any sort of drop, it grants you an instant 25% bonus to Wiggle progression. And this has a lot of players mad. But I'm here to give you my thoughts on it. Now, I think this update did exactly what updates should do: revive dead perks. And I'm not just talking about reviving perks that they fixed the stats on, like Boiled Over, but it's also forcing killers to use perks that they might not have thought of before, like Iron Grasp and Agitation. And because these perks were seen as useless for so long, this is what has players upset, because you take this perk that for the longest time really wasn't all that useful, but because you buff something on the survivor side, it now has use that it didn't have before. And I think that's kind of what players are failing to see. You know, we buff these perks get buffed because devs are trying to make them useful. You know, like nobody really used Kate Denson's perk prior to this, and considering, you know, she's an unlocked character, this is probably going to drive sales to people purchasing her chapter or spending shards to unlock her. So I don't really think it's broken. And I'm going to kind of go into the argument with the whole broken build that people are complaining about. So this broken build involves Boiled Over, which we've already gone over how that works. No Mither, which is a little bit of a complicated perk. Basically, you are in the injured state at all times. Your grunts of pain are muffled by 75%. You leave no blood trails, and you are able to unlimitedly pick yourself up. I do not believe there's a speed boost to this pickup like Unbreakable, but think of it as like an unlimited Unbreakable, but you're injured all the time. There's also Flip Flop, which converts up to, I believe, 50% of your recovery into Wiggle. And then there's Tenacity, which allows you to recover as you crawl around the map. People are calling this a broken build because players can go to a spot on the map, you can knock them down. If you slug them, they pick themselves up with no Mither, or if you don't, then they use Boiled Over to get out. But this is still really a really situational perk, because the way that the game has developed and where the hooks fall on the map is that 80% of the map, and I feel like that's being a little conservative, but 80% of the map, you are going to be able to hook somebody. Like, they are not, if you immediately pick somebody up, they're not getting value out of Tenacity or Flip Flop, and they're not really going to get value out of Boiled Over, because the hooks will be close enough that you can hook somebody. And even if, you know, you can't handle that 100% effect with Boiled Over, use Agitation, use Iron Grip. Like, you will get there. And I think that's what, like, a lot of players are struggling with is, you know, they focus on what makes their current build obsolete because now they have to fight the new meta. So in reality, my thoughts on Boiled Over, I think it mixed up the game. I think it did what it was supposed to. I think it's changing the meta. I think, you know, we have to think about new perks that we otherwise wouldn't use before. And so I don't think Boiled Over is broken. I think we are as a player base, I think we are in a growing pains portion, because we have what used to be useless perks that are now useful, and we gotta change up our play style. But those are my thoughts on it. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and if you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more content.